1个月听懂美国人。
Good morning and welcome to Everyday English Academy.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to see you here today.
If you're new to our channel, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. So, Mike, how is everything with you today?
I'm feeling fantastic, Sarah. I had 3 cups of coffee this morning, so I'm very awake. How about you? How's your day going?
3 cups? That's a lot of coffee, Mike. I'm doing great, actually. I had a really satisfying morning, so I'm in a wonderful mood right now.
Oh, that's nice to hear. What happened this morning that made it so good?
Well, I finally finished a project I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. I completed it about an hour ago, and honestly, it feels incredible to just take it off my list.
Oh, I know that feeling. Finishing something you've been working on for a while is one of the best feelings in the world, isn't it?
It really is. It's like this weight lifts off your shoulders. So, today we're going to dive into a topic that I think everyone can relate to. We're talking about motivation and what keeps us moving forward every single day.
This is such a crucial topic. Whether you're working, studying English, exercising, or chasing any goal, really, you need motivation to keep going.
Absolutely. So, let's jump right in. Mike, when you wake up in the morning, what actually motivates you to get out of bed? What's that thing that makes you think, okay, let's do this?
You know, for me, it's actually pretty simple. I love food. No, seriously, I think about breakfast. But more than that, I think about the feeling of accomplishment I'll have at the end of the day. I imagine myself at night thinking, today was productive. I did something meaningful. That future feeling motivates me in the morning.
That's really interesting. So, you're motivated by the satisfaction you'll feel later?
Exactly. It's like I'm making a promise to my future self. What about you, Sarah? What gets you motivated in the morning?
For me, it's curiosity. I genuinely love the idea that today I might learn something I didn't know yesterday. Every morning feels like an opportunity to discover something new, to grow, to become a slightly better version of myself. That excitement makes me want to get up.
I love that perspective. It's like you see each day as an adventure.
I try to. Yeah. So let's talk about the different kinds of motivation people have. Some people are really goal driven. They set a target and work towards it.
Right. Like someone might set a goal and say, I want to have a 15-minute conversation in English without translating in my head by March. That specific target pushes them to practice every day.
Exactly. And then some people are more dream driven. They have this big, beautiful vision for their future. Maybe they dream about living in New York or working for an international company or traveling to 30 countries.
Those big dreams are powerful. When you can see clearly where you want to be, it's much easier to do the hard work today, even when you're tired.
That's true, but here's a real question, Mike. Do you feel motivated every single day? Is your motivation consistent?
Oh, definitely not. Some mornings I wake up and I feel like I can conquer the world. I'm energized, focused, ready to tackle my entire to-do list. But other mornings, I wake up and I just want to stay in bed and watch videos on my phone.
You think everyone watching this will relate to that. I'm exactly the same way. Some days I'm on fire, other days I'm like, why is everything so difficult today?
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the key thing to understand. We're humans, not robots. Our energy and motivation naturally fluctuate.
So the real question becomes, what do we do on those tough days? When you're having a low energy, low motivation day, Mike, how do you push through?
I've learned a few tricks over the years. First thing I do is remind myself why I started in the first place. I ask myself, what's my reason? Why does this matter to me? Reconnecting with that original purpose usually gives me a little spark.
That's a powerful technique. Going back to your why.
Yeah. And second, I make things ridiculously easy for myself. I don't try to do everything. I just pick one tiny task. Maybe it takes 5 minutes. I complete that one thing, and suddenly I feel a bit better. Then I can do the next small thing.
I love that strategy. It's like tricking your brain into action.
Exactly. What about you? What's your method when motivation disappears?
I reach out to people. I'll text a friend who's also working on their goals, or I'll watch an inspiring interview or TED Talk. Sometimes I just need to borrow some energy and enthusiasm from someone else until mine comes back.
That's smart. Motivation can be contagious in a good way.
It really can be. Now, let's explore something deeper. Where does motivation actually come from? Does it come from inside us or from outside?
Ooh, this is interesting. Psychologists talk about two main types. There's intrinsic motivation, which comes from within you, and extrinsic motivation, which comes from external factors.
Can you break those down with some real examples?
Sure. Intrinsic motivation is when you do something because it genuinely makes you happy or fulfilled. For example, you study English because you love the process of learning. You feel proud when you understand a movie without subtitles. The activity itself is the reward.
So the motivation lives inside you.
Exactly. Extrinsic motivation is different. That's when you do something because of an outside factor. Maybe you study English because your company requires it, or because you want to pass an exam, or because your family expects it.
Both types are valid, though, right? Neither is bad?
Both are fine, and most people have a mix of both. But research shows that intrinsic motivation tends to be stronger and lasts much longer. When you truly want something for yourself from your heart, you'll keep going, even when obstacles appear.
I completely agree. When the desire comes from within, it's more sustainable.
So, for everyone watching right now, ask yourself this. Why are you learning English? Is it because you have to, or because you genuinely want to? What's driving you? That's such an important question for self-reflection. Now, let's talk about daily motivation. How do we maintain motivation not just today, but day after day, week after week? I think building habits is absolutely crucial. When something becomes a habit, you need way less motivation to do it.
How does that work exactly?
Well, think about it. In the beginning, starting something new requires tons of motivation and willpower, but if you do that thing at the same time every day, in the same place, eventually it becomes automatic. Your brain just goes, oh, it's 7 p.m., time to study English, without much resistance.
Like brushing your teeth. Nobody wakes up and thinks, wow, I really need to motivate myself to brush my teeth today.
Exactly. It's just something you do. So if you want to study English consistently, try to create a habit. Same time, same place, every day. After about 3 or 4 weeks, it becomes so much easier.
That's excellent advice. What else helps you maintain motivation over months or years?
I celebrate everything, even tiny wins. When I accomplish something, even something small, I acknowledge it. I literally say out loud, good job, Mike. Or I do a little victory dance.
A victory dance. I love that.
Hey, it works. But seriously, celebrating progress is important. Most people only focus on what they haven't achieved yet. They ignore how far they've already come,
That's so true. We're often our own worst critics.
right? But when you celebrate small wins, you're giving yourself positive reinforcement. That creates momentum and energy to keep going.
I also think having an accountability partner makes a huge difference. Someone who's on a similar journey as you, and you check in with each other.
Oh, absolutely. Accountability is incredibly powerful. When you tell someone, I'm going to do this, you're much more likely to actually do it. You don't want to let them down, and you don't want to let yourself down.
Exactly. So if you're watching this, maybe find a friend who's also learning English. Practice together, share your progress, encourage each other when things get tough.
Perfect idea. Now, Sarah, let's flip this around. What are the things that destroy motivation? What are the biggest motivation killers?
Oh, this is a good one. I think the biggest killer is comparing yourself to others. When you scroll through social media and see someone who's fluent in 5 languages and you think, I am so far behind, I'll never be that good. That comparison kills your motivation instantly.
Comparison is brutal, and it's so unfair to yourself because everyone's journey is different. That person might have been studying for 10 years. You might be in your first year. You're at different points.
Exactly. Everyone moves at their own pace. What else kills motivation for you?
Perfectionism. This is a big one. Some people believe everything must be perfect or it's worthless. So they get frustrated by every mistake, and eventually they just quit.
This is huge for language learners. They're so afraid of making mistakes that they won't even try to speak.
But mistakes are literally how we learn. If you're not making mistakes, you're probably not challenging yourself enough. Every mistake is valuable feedback.
I couldn't agree more. Another motivation killer is setting goals that are too vague or too massive.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if someone says, my goal is to be fluent in English. Okay, but what does fluent actually mean? When will you reach it? How will you know? The goal is so unclear that it's hard to feel motivated because you never know if you're making progress.
So it's better to create specific, measurable goals. Like, I want to watch a 20-minute YouTube video in English and understand 70% of it without subtitles by the end of this month.
Perfect. That's clear, specific, and you can actually measure whether you achieved it or not.
Now, let's widen this out. We've been focusing on learning, but motivation affects every area of life, right?
Absolutely. Mike, what motivates you to exercise? I know you go to the gym regularly.
Honestly, it's the feeling afterwards. While I'm exercising, it's hard. I'm sweating, I'm tired, sometimes I'm thinking, why am I doing this? But after I finish, I feel amazing. I feel strong, accomplished, and energized for the rest of the day.
So you're motivated by that post-workout high.
Yeah, exactly. What motivates you to eat healthy? I know you're pretty conscious about nutrition.
For me, it's about mental clarity and sustained energy. When I eat nutritious food, my brain works better. I can focus longer, I have steady energy throughout the day. But when I eat junk food or too much sugar, I get foggy and crash hard in the afternoon.
So your motivation is the practical benefit you experience daily.
Exactly. What about work motivation? That's a big one. What drives people at their jobs?
It varies so much person to person. Some people are primarily motivated by money. They want financial security to buy a house, to support their family. That's a strong, valid motivator.
Definitely. Money is a real need.
Others are motivated by recognition and respect. They want their boss to notice their good work. They want colleagues to value their contributions. They want to feel appreciated.
And then some people are motivated by meaning. They want their work to matter, to make a difference somehow.
Yes, and that's probably the most fulfilling type. When you genuinely love what you do and believe it's meaningful, Work doesn't feel like work.
That's the dream, right? Now, I want to be honest about something. There are days when I feel completely unmotivated. Everything feels heavy and difficult, and I genuinely don't want to do anything productive.
I think every single person feels that way sometimes. It's part of being human.
On those days, I've learned to give myself permission to rest. I don't force myself to be super productive. I do the absolute minimum necessary things, and then I rest. I watch a comfort show, I take a nap. I just let myself be.
That's actually really healthy. We can't operate at maximum capacity every single day.
And you know what? Usually, after a proper rest day, my motivation comes rushing back naturally.
That's a really important point. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your motivation is actually to rest and recharge your batteries.
Exactly. Let's talk about short term versus long term motivation. What's the difference?
Short-term motivation is like a burst of intense energy. You get really excited about something, and for a few days or weeks, you're working super hard, you're on fire. But then that initial excitement fades and motivation drops.
I've experienced that so many times. You start something new with tons of enthusiasm, but it doesn't last.
Long-term motivation is totally different. It's not as flashy or exciting, but it's steady and consistent. It keeps you going for months, years even, through ups and downs.
How do you build that kind of long term motivation?
I think it goes back to purpose. When you have a deep, meaningful reason for doing something, that purpose carries you through difficult times. It's your anchor.
And habits support that too, like we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Strong purpose plus consistent habits equals long-term motivation.
All right, before we wrap up our main discussion, let's review some really useful vocabulary that we've been using throughout this conversation.
Great idea. Let's start with the most important word, motivation. Sarah, how would you define motivation?
Motivation is the reason or force that makes you want to do something. It's what drives you to take action. For example, my motivation for learning English is to connect with people from different cultures. Or, what's your motivation for waking up early?
Perfect. And we can use it in various ways. I feel motivated today, or I'm losing motivation, or I need to find new motivation.
The next word is inspire. And I think this is a beautiful word. Mike, can you explain what inspire means?
To inspire means to fill someone with excitement, energy, or motivation to do something. It's about creating that spark in someone. For example, my grandmother inspires me to work hard because she never gave up on her dreams. Or, that documentary inspired me to change my lifestyle.
When someone or something inspires you, it awakens something inside you.
Exactly. And we also use the noun form, inspiration. She is my biggest inspiration.
Let's look at achieve. This word is essential when talking about goals and motivation.
Achieve means to successfully reach or complete a goal through effort. I want to achieve fluency in English by next year. Or, he achieved his dream of opening a restaurant.
When you achieve something, you've done what you set out to do. You succeeded.
Another key word we use today is purpose. What does purpose mean?
Purpose is deeper than just motivation. It's the fundamental reason behind your actions. It's the meaning and significance of what you do. My purpose in life is to help others learn and grow. Or, what's your purpose for studying so hard?
Purpose is like your compass. It guides your decisions and actions.
Yes, beautiful way to put it. Now let's discuss discouraged. This is basically the opposite feeling from motivated.
When you feel discouraged, you feel like giving up. You lose confidence and hope. You think, maybe I can't do this after all. For example, I felt discouraged when I failed my English exam twice.
Feeling discouraged is normal and human. Everyone experiences it. The important thing is not to stay in that state.
Exactly. You acknowledge the feeling, but then you find ways to rebuild your motivation.
Let's do one more important word: persevere. This is such a powerful word.
To persevere means to continue doing something despite difficulties, obstacles, or discouragement. You keep going no matter what. She persevered through years of rejection before finally publishing her book. Or, if you persevere in your studies, you will see results.
People who persevere are resilient and determined. They don't quit when things get tough.
So we have motivation, inspire, achieve, purpose, discouraged, and persevere. These 6 words are incredibly useful for discussing goals, challenges, and personal growth.
Perfect. Now let's summarize everything we talked about today. Mike, can you give us a quick recap?
Absolutely. Today we explored motivation and what keeps us going in life. We discussed different types of motivation, especially intrinsic motivation that comes from within, and extrinsic motivation that comes from external factors.
We also shared what motivates us personally. Mike is motivated by the feeling of accomplishment he'll have at the end of the day. For me, it's curiosity and the chance to learn something new every day.
We shared practical strategies for maintaining motivation, like remembering your why, taking small steps, building consistent habits, and celebrating every win.
We talked about motivation killers, too: comparing yourself to others, perfectionism, and setting vague goals.
And we discussed how motivation isn't constant. It's okay to have low energy days. Sometimes rest is exactly what you need to restore your motivation.
This whole conversation was about understanding yourself better and finding what truly drives you forward.
And now comes the part we both love. It's time to ask you a question.
Yes. Today's question is, what is your biggest motivation in life right now? And how do you keep yourself motivated when things get really difficult?
This is a meaningful question. We really want to know. What gets you out of bed? What keeps you pushing forward?
Maybe your motivation is your children. Maybe it's a career goal. Maybe it's becoming healthier and stronger. Maybe it's mastering English so you can travel. Maybe it's something completely different.
Whatever it is, share it with us in the comments below. We genuinely read them and we love learning about your journeys.
You could write something like, "My motivation is to provide a better future for my family. When things get hard, I look at photos of my kids and remember why I'm doing this."
Or you might write, my motivation is to study in the UK next year. When I feel tired, I watch videos about London and imagine myself there.
Any answer is wonderful and valid. This is a supportive, friendly community.
And remember, when you write your comment, you're actually practicing your English writing. So it's a double benefit.
That's true. We genuinely read so many of your comments. They brighten our day and help us understand what you need from us.
Your stories and your progress motivate us to keep making these videos.
So, thank you for being part of Everyday English Academy. Thank you for showing up today and practicing with us.
Learning English is definitely a journey. Some days will feel easy and natural. Other days will feel challenging and frustrating. But if you keep showing up, if you keep trying, you will absolutely see incredible results.
Be patient and kind with yourself. Celebrate your small victories. And please don't compare your progress to anyone else's. You're on your own unique path.
Before we say goodbye, if you found this conversation helpful, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future conversations.
What should we talk about next time, Mike?
Great question. Maybe we could talk about dealing with fear and taking risks. Or we could discuss the topic of friendship and building meaningful relationships.
Both of those sound fantastic. Let us know in the comments which topic you'd prefer to hear about next.
We really want to create content that helps you most, so your feedback matters to us.
All right, everyone, that's all for today. Thank you so much for your time and for working on your English with us.
You're all doing an amazing job. Keep believing in yourself and taking those small steps forward every day. You've got this.
Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay motivated, and we'll see you in the next video right here on Everyday English Academy.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep smiling.